All right, let's go ahead and hear from our next speaker here. Our next presentation is with Brittany Svetecz, and we're so glad to have her here tonight. Now, she leads and empowers the communications team over at Professional Engineering Consultants, and she does this to think beyond the norm and to exceed expectations in their craft. With a penchant for year-round Christmas and boundless energy at all hours, Brittany is basically the love child of Buddy the Elf and Leslie Knope. What a combo, right? What a combo. Oh my goodness. Now, she does strive to push the boundaries of what marketing looks like in her field. So let's go ahead and welcome Brittany. Come up here. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Brittany, but who is that? On the surface, I'm a mom of 2 beautiful toddler boys. I'm a wife of a bearded giant. I'm a daughter, sister, friend, leader in my career, college graduate, but above all, I'm someone who finishes what I start. But inside, I'm a ball of worry. I'm worried about our parents' plans for their old age, worried if I'm qualified to take up the space I'm in, if we're making smart financial decisions, if I'm a good leader, if I'm setting the right boundaries, if we're raising our children with values and to be kind and caring, and a million other things that take up space on my mental checklist, each one being weighed against future opportunities and risks. Growing up, I watched my mother do it all. Raise 4 kids, work 3 jobs, maintain the house, be our #1 fan, and never let us go without. I realize now that my mom took a hard left turn from the way she was raised to the extent of overcorrection. She rarely told me no. 3 teams bouncing around to 3 different towns in one weekend? Okay. Traveling to different states for tournaments? Yes. She never allowed herself to press the pause button to say no because she wanted to provide the magic for us. And I lived for it. It was a highlight of my childhood. But in watching her, I learned that living for others is what it means to be a working mom and wife. It's this constant go-go mentality. As women, we have to fight harder to get promoted at our jobs, to prove our worth, to get raises. And to do that, we need to be educated, but we also need to be there for our kids and love them and support them. And we have to be good spouses, offering encouragement and kindness. We're supposed to be frugal and save for our future, but also go on vacations and make memories and make sure to financially prepare to take care of our parents when they can no longer do so themselves, but not leave that burden on our children because it's unfair, all while being proactive in our health and making time to nourish relationships. And we're not supposed to admit that's exhausting? And per the expectations, here I am trading places with her. Now it's me running a race with no finish line, fueled by 3 cups of coffee and a Monster every day. I am currently doing my master's program while sitting on 2 boards, and it's incredibly overwhelming. Exhausted, I decided to quit one of the boards, but was convinced to stay. I thought often about quitting my master's, but that's not how I was raised. Quitting isn't an option. You finish the race, whether you're fueled for it or not. So for the past 3 years, it has been this constant voice in my head that I need to do this. I need to make this happen, regardless of if I have the time or mental capacity. Don't get me wrong, it's stressful, but rewarding. I feel a sense of pride when reflecting on everything my family has accomplished and the growth I am seeing in myself. But being a hardcore people pleaser, most of my life has been spent modifying myself to please those around me, while trying to maintain my own identity, which I'm still defining. I'd be lying if I said I didn't wake up with a tremendous amount of pressure weighing on me. A few days ago, I broke down on the way home, not because someone or something had caused me sadness, but because I was so damn worn out. But when I got home, I had my mom face on, and I was ready to play and give my boys what they needed. My list continues to grow longer as the time and energy in my day depletes. Could I spend extra time on it? Sure. But does that take away from spending time with my littles that I value? Absolutely. It's this constant need to accomplish things immediately, which tends to cause disagreements between me and my husband, because he doesn't feel that same requirement. It comes with a constant feeling that I'm not doing enough or that I'm not adding enough value to every situation. It's accompanied by second-guessing nearly every conversation had to ensure that I didn't disappoint anyone. So much so that I had to seek outside help to start to tame those feelings and understand that it's okay to not be everyone's cup of tea or espresso or Monster. I can only control the controllable. But being aware of this allows us to be intentional about breaking cycles and finding balance. What might that look like? To me, it takes the foundation of hard work and dedication from my mom while allowing myself to have grace and set boundaries with my time and what I dedicate it to. It requires tough conversations about how my husband and I want to mold the best versions of our backgrounds into our children while creating new healthy habits. This gives us an opportunity to model behavior that shows it's okay for them to relax, recharge, and say no to things that don't fill their cup. We don't want them feeling the weight of the world and a constant pressure to perform, change who they are, or filter themselves, even though realistically, that weight is inevitable. We want them to know that they are not defined by accolades, and true strength comes from accepting help, not feeding into what pleases others. Teaching them to build others up, to be good partners to strong spouses, to be mentally healthy, and be good support systems for others. Our hope is to raise our children with purpose-based identity and do away with the performance-based identity that's been woven throughout generations.